Hi everyone, today's video is going to be a bit different. Today we're going to be talking about this guy named Dakota, quote unquote, PlexAce, and I'll let Mark take over 90% of the video because he knows more about it than I do, so yeah.
You still know some stuff about him.
Well, yeah, but...
Like, you freaking witnessed it. The only big difference is that I knew him in real life. Because we went to school together. So, basically what this is, I never had beef with him. Like, I never have beef with anybody, because if somebody's gonna be an asshole to me, or, you know, just act all tough, I'm not gonna listen to you. You can go ahead and just go do whatever you want to do, but you're not fooling me. So it's like, okay. But you know what he's doing? He's doing all this stuff on his YouTube channel, PlexAce, saying this, like name-dropping me in the first minute and stuff like that. He says he's going to write a diss, and I already know who it was. It's going to be about me, but then yet again, I'm going to expose him, first of all, if he freaking does it. Because first of all, I know you in person, because guess what? When you were doing YouTube... When he was doing YouTube, guess what? I was there when he invited me. And you know how? It's because I knew him in person. We went to school together. I don't go to the same school to him anymore because I'm cyber school. I had enough BS with the teachers and stuff there. So, you know, Dakota was the least of my concern of getting cyber school because, like, nobody liked him in that class anyways. Nobody did. After the stuff he did and stuff like that, nobody freaking liked him. So it's just like, that's just how that is. But basically, what he's that type of person where if he wants to fit in, he's gonna lie, and he's gonna say he does this and that when he actually doesn't, because nothing adds up. Some stuff doesn't fit the puzzle. But so basically, this is just gonna be about him, why he's an a-hole, and why he's starting beef, but then yet again, it's just like, I know everything about him, it's freaking simple. So, basically from the start, basically how I met him was, he was a new kid in school. I didn't talk to him because, to be honest, I was nervous, and that's what everybody else does. But do you know who was the first person to come up to him? It was like 4th period, we were going to 5th. And I was the first person to talk to him. I said, hey, we just go to that class right down there. And then, you know, after a little while, we started talking. I'm like, this guy's pretty cool, you know? And then, after a while, he did some stuff where he did this one thing where it's just like, I don't understand. What the hell did I do? He said something that, and blamed it on me, but I'm like, I got confused. I can't remember exactly what it was. But it was freaking BS, basically. So then we became friends again. Then he did another thing where I did nothing to him, and he wants to blame me when it's his own fault. He puts his 2 cents into everything, and you'll see what I mean by 2 cents. Because you'll see by the last incident that where I basically wasn't friends with him anymore, because he pissed me off for the last time. But then it was just like, okay, dude, let's be friends. And then there's more after that, kept doing the same thing, and this is where it started to get dull and I was tired of it. He does a thing where he'll do this as attention. I know this sounds horrible because of the way I'm saying it, because you never know if he's going to do it or not, but I guarantee you he's not. Because first of all, he would have done it. So, he texted me like during midsummer saying, I feel like committing suicide. I didn't answer because I knew it was a ruse, but I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure he didn't do it. So, it was like a week or something before school starts again. And I texted him saying, hey dude, are you good? And he says, yeah. I said, you wanna be friends again? And he says, yeah. So we're friends again because, you know, I actually had some good times with him. I went over to his house before, had fun, you know, had some really weird times, but it's just that I can't face the fact that the stuff that he does. And it's just like, you know what he does? There's one time, I don't know if this was the last one. I might get the stories mixed up. But he did this thing where he punched me in the back. I looked back and I said, what the fuck are you doing? Because that fucking hurt, and he did it full force. I don't care if he's doing it in a playful manner. That hurts, and you can hurt somebody like that. You don't do that to somebody. That's not what you do. And then when I told the teachers about it, they didn't do anything, but they told him, and he puts his 2 cents into it, because he's like, I hate you. Don't ever talk to me again, this and that. He didn't want to talk to me after that. And I'm like, so be it. Guess what? Friends again. And he did it for the last time, and I'm like, go ahead, dude. Go ahead and not be my friend. Whatever. And then, guess what? He's doing YouTube or whatever, calling this out, saying this and that. And by watching his video, like his newest one, there's this thing where he goes, I'm gonna write his diss on somebody. If you're gonna say somebody, if you're writing a diss, it's gonna be against me, because that's the only person. It's not gonna be against Hans or whatever and them girls, because first of all, I know the exact freaking situation that happened. I know how to expose you on that. Who would make more than one number and then accidentally use the number you were going to text some girls with? Like, why would you do that? It makes no sense. And the effed up thing is, that was with my friend Hans' girlfriend at the time. Okay, so then it's just like, I didn't want to do anything, let's figure it out, blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I figured it out, and I'm like, you just freaking lied straight to my face. I'm like, don't freaking lie to me like that, dude. Not only are you lying to me about this stuff, you're making it seem like no, not even seem like, you're making it where, to the point where if I side with you, my other friends are gonna turn on me. Zane knew where I was coming from, because he had some horrible life stuff too, worse than I've gone through, you know? So I feel for him. Zane's a good guy, he really is. And like Matt, you know, he's a good person too. Me and him just get along together. He's that one person where you will always get along with, unless you're like PlexAce. Because out of nowhere, when I'm in Group A, all they did was fight. And I'm like, what's this going on about? I never knew the situation, but there was a thing where he told me, Dakota told me, that he said they're friends in school but not outside of school. But then yet again, I noticed you guys are not friends in school. Like, Matt didn't want to freaking tell him. Like, nobody's going to tell him. You know why? Because he already knows he's just going to talk. He's just going to do it, and people are going to answer him, but he knows, because they know he effed up from the beginning. But they would have, to be honest, they probably would have accepted him back if he would have not kept doing the same dumbass things he was fucking doing. Or he's being an asshole, being a hard ass, freaking lying, texting all them people and shit like that. It's just fucked up. And then trying to put the blame all on me, that's not fucking cool. Because first of all, they know you're in the wrong and it's not me, because they knew me longer than you. See what I'm saying? It's just like it makes no sense. And like, why? Like, why? The only teacher that knew, he wasn't even a teacher, he was a person that worked in the resource room. The only one that ever knew what I was talking about when I told him about it, when he punched me in the back, and I'm like, he's putting his 2 cents into it, and he's like mad at me and this and that. Mr. Noon, that was the guy, he goes, yeah, you can't do that. He's like, what the heck? Like, I'm serious, respect the Mr. Noon, man. He understands. You know, Mr. Noon's a nice guy. I always got along with him. He's a freaking cool guy. I love him with all my heart, to be honest. He was honestly one of the guys that bring me the most joy, and I never had a problem with. All the teachers that I had a problem with, that's 4 out of 5. Now, people can say, oh, you had problems with your math teacher, Mr. Gilmore. I'm like, no, I didn't. The reason why I went off on Mr. Gilmore is because when I'm mad, I don't think straight. My mind takes over. Not my mind, but let me say it this way. My mind doesn't take over, okay? My emotions take over. Like, when I'm angry, I'm walking around, I feel mixed emotions. First, I'll be like freaking crying, then I'm mad and yelling. I'm yelling, then I'm crying. You know, that's just how I am. But it's just like, Mr. Gilmore, I never had a problem with him. The only time I got mad in his class was with the math work. You know, I never really got mad at him at a specific thing, you know? He's just honestly a professional teacher. You can joke around with him. He doesn't take anything seriously. He's just a really good teacher, you know? So, respects to him. He's awesome. You know? And it's just like, I had trouble with math, I'll admit. To be honest, he was right. When I get mad at math, he's like, you doubt yourself all the time. Don't doubt yourself. I'm doing tutoring in algebra, and I'm like, holy crap, he's right. I knew more than I actually did. You know? And it's just like, well, back to the Dakota thing. He doesn't understand what he's doing. He's that person where, when he does something wrong, he'll blame you. But not only that, when he wants to fix it, he doesn't know what he did wrong. He's like, you need to tell me what I did wrong. And I'm like, well, that's your first problem. You're delusional. You don't know what's the problem. When he actually does, though. I'll be honest, he does know the problem. That's just how it is. He's just that kind of dude. I just don't know how else to say it. I don't know how to make the video interesting or whatever, but that's just how it is. I'm not going to say what he said to, you know, the girls or whatever, you know. To be honest, I said things to girls before, but the thing is, he knew what all that stuff meant. Like, I would say stuff, make a joke out of it, but I'm like, oh crap, that's sexual harassment? I didn't know that. You know why? Because I never learned sexual stuff when I was little. There's freaking nowadays, people, like 7-year-olds know what masturbating is. You know, that's just how it is. I never knew that stuff. I remember asking Mr. Newman, like when we were in science class, here's a funny story for you guys. I would be in science class. This is when my first year there. And Mr. Newman knew me before I even went there because my mom worked with his mom. So, you know, that's just how it is. And I asked him, I'm like, Mr. Newman, if that's an organism, what's an orgasm? And he's like, what? And I'm like, what is it? I seriously didn't know what it was at the time. And he could tell that I didn't know because I had a genuine face. I didn't know. And that's just, you know, how I am. I know a lot more now, and I know what to say to people and what not to say, what to say in public, not what to say in public. And if it offends you, I'm like, let me know, man. I won't say that again. But the thing is, with Dakota, I'll say something about his family, like as a joking matter, because he would do that with me. But when I do it back to him, he's like, I'll beat the shit out of you. Like, I'm like, you mean to tell me I can't joke like that to you? I'm assuming if I took it as a joke because you think it's a joke, I would joke with it as you. Because we all know the stuff I say is not true. That's just our humor. But if you don't like it, don't do it to me. Okay? Don't do that, because that's not fair, first of all, and that's just being, once again, an asshole. That's just the whole thing, you know? It's just like, I don't understand. He's doing this thing where he's like, I have a friend, he's gonna rap in my videos. I'm like, no the fuck he's not. He's gonna freaking use all that music. I'm like, no he's not. First of all, it's copyright. He did not do the stuff that he needed to do. And first of all, I guarantee you, I know who it is. I know exactly who it is. It's somebody from the school. And I know his name, but I don't want to bring him into it as much because, to be honest, if I'm correct about this and I know exactly who it is, I'm just like, I have respect for you, but to be honest, if it is true, the reason why he's doing it is because he doesn't know all the stuff that Dakota did in the past. It's true. Because he came in after that stuff. That's just what it is, how it is, and that's how it's gonna be. You know, it's just like there's no explaining anything else. It's just like that's about it, but literally it makes no sense. What he does, it's just like why does he think? Alright, so guys, I was basically making my last point when we cut that off because like optic lagged out and stuff. But, you know, we were talking about it a little bit more, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. It's like, he did that too. So, he's talking about writing a diss track on me, and Optic and I were like, no the fuck you're not. You know why? He said he was gonna write diss tracks on people before and put it on YouTube, but then I caught onto his lie. Guess what? He never did it. You know why? Because I know him in person. He wrote it down on paper. I know what it was about, and I'm like, why are you writing it about a guy named James when you don't even know if that's his girlfriend or not? Because, you know, quote, she did this and that to me. I'm not gonna say what. And I don't think it was Jasmine, it was Sky, yeah. And it was like, and I just try to put the utmost respect for women and, like, in general. Like, I believe that we're all equal. Not trying to turn this into a whole thing, but I believe we're all equal. I don't care. If you want to fight me, go ahead. Because I'm telling you, fight isn't about strength. It's about your mind. It's about your mind and how you fight and your style and reading your opponent, like for honor. If you get mad at the game and you don't have a good mindset, you're going to get your ass whipped. That's how it works. Like seriously, I'll admit it, I'm not a good fighter. I'm not that strong. But when I'm angry, I am totally different. I can pick up stuff that I could probably never pick up until I figured out I was angry. Like when I was angry and I picked stuff up, I'm like, how did I freaking do that? You know? But it's just like, right there, that's technically not a good mindset. But I'm telling you, it's like every day when I went to that school, because not only did I have to deal with Dakota writing all these disses, well not disses because he didn't write one yet, posting all these videos saying, fuck Mark, we don't need them. Well, first of all, you kind of did, because when you put me on your YouTube channel for the longest time that I've been in there, he had like, I don't remember the exact amount, so don't quote me on this, but he had like 15 or 20 subs. I believe it was in the 20s.
I think it's probably 25 at most, I think.
Yeah, so we'll say 25. Out of those couple months, like literally within the 2 months, we just got subscribers. But when he didn't have me, he wasn't gaining any. Because not only was he not posting content, he didn't know what to do. Yeah, he wasn't interesting. He freaking wasn't. I was the one just being myself, freaking being weird, as you can see in the other videos. Like the one that came out last night, I was like up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, all the videos out, I want to watch myself. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm stupid. And I'm like, but that's just who I am. You know, there's nothing else I can say. But it's just like, if it's like, not only will he do the stuff that he does in person, he does it online. He acted like a hard ass to Optic before, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's just like, why? There's no reason to. I just don't know what to say anymore. So it's like, well, that's basically it, guys. But you know, I'm telling you, we have proof. He's saying it on his YouTube channel, whatever.
That will be linked down in the description.
Yep. And I'm serious, watch it. Just watch. He's gonna say he's writing a diss or whatever. No, he's not. He's not gonna do it, because since I know him in person, I will call him out on every lie and everything he made up. And if it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna say that doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Fix your grammar. Because not only that, he'll say stuff in a way that where the grammar's not right, where it makes you confused, and that's how he gets out of the situation. Like, he'll act like a baby and a hard ass over video games. Like, literally, I'm doing a heist with somebody, like this person in my party, her name was Jasmine Turtle Girl, but she changed her name to Creepypasta99 because she's a Creepypasta fan. She's in the kitchen with her headset on, right, but she's not talking. And Dakota wasn't talking to Jasmine at all, because both of them weren't talking. I'm getting pissed at this GTA 5 mission for the Doomsday heist, and all of a sudden he just starts talking shit, and I'm like, why the fuck are you talking shit? I'm like, how about you fucking get on this shit and fucking try? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was talking to Jasmine. And then Jasmine goes, what? You know why? Because she wasn't talking at all. It's freaking true. Like, it makes no sense. He's just, you know what I mean? That just explains it all right there. He's that person that acts like he gets all the pussy, but he never brags about how much he gets. You know what I'm trying to say? He acts like he gets that much when he actually doesn't. He's trying to act like a cool guy when he's actually not. Yeah, I'm a boxer, this and that. No, you're not. Because if he was a boxer, you would not have told me all you do is work out. And when I mean work out, I mean doing muscle. That's all he said he did. All he did was pump iron. First of all, if you're a boxer, you would be doing cardio a lot too. So right there, that's how I know he's not a boxer. Because first of all, you know how I know he's not a boxer? We're playing basketball, and the reason why he never tried anymore is because I caught on to his shit where he's sweating, and literally 2 minutes later, when we're 2 minutes into the game, he'll sweat after 2 plays. And after that, it's just like, how do I explain this? I'm losing focus because of this game. But, so, let me restart. 2 minutes into the game, like after 2 possessions, he'll freaking be like sweating, being heavy breathing, right? And then he says he doesn't try anymore, but I'm like, well, first of all, you don't do any cardio. Do some cardio, dude. That's what you do as a boxer, and that's not what he does. It just makes... It's like, people, it's like, I believed him until he said stuff that did not add up, and it's just like, why are you lying to me, bro? I never lied to you once in my life. That's not who I am, I don't lie. That's not who I am. I do not like to lie. Lying is just not cool. It's just like, man, I don't know what to say anymore. I just think that's it. So anyways, guys, that's the video, but it's like, right there, that's just everything. So, I don't know if he's gonna stop the video on this, but, or he might keep continuing the gameplay, I don't know. But, this is not gonna be the only video to entertain you guys, today. We're gonna do a later video and have fun playing this game. Pretty sure. Unless plans change, but you know. Anyways, that's what we're gonna do, and that's what we have planned so far.
Alright everyone, if you stayed through that end of that, I just want to let you guys all know that we are thankful for all of you, and yes, we will have a video out tonight. Same time it was, well, maybe a bit earlier before last night, but hope you all do have a nice day, and peace out.